Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. And got to give a big thanks to Dulaxi for sponsoring.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are really awesome. Today, we are diving into the world of Plu2, this new EDM artist, and their track Stuck in My Head, which just came out.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me because they're only 17 years old and already creating this incredibly sophisticated and emotionally charged music.
I know.
Like, it's really impressive.
It is really remarkable. And you know what's also really interesting is they're already attending Eurythmics High School over in Gothenburg, which is kind of a pretty prestigious place to go if you want to learn about music production.
Oh, wow.
So this shows some serious dedication, to their craft already at such a young age.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like Plu2 is really invested in honing their skills and, their sound. It's just this fascinating blend of different influences.
Yeah.
Like, how would you describe it?
I think it's like this really unique mix. It's got those like real poppy melodies and that modern EDM sound, but you can definitely hear some inspiration from like 80s and 90s disco in there too.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking like...
Yeah, you can hear like Avicii.
Yeah, Avicii, definitely. And David Guetta.
Okay.
Even a little Eurythmics in there.
Wow. Avicii, Guetta, and Eurythmics all in one. That is...
It's pretty eclectic.
That's an eclectic mix. It's like Plu2 is taking all these like best elements from each and like weaving them together to create something totally new.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they've kind of distilled all those different influences and sounds into their own distinct style.
Right.
It's like understanding Plu2's background and who they kind of look up to in the music world can really give you like a shortcut to understanding their artistic vision.
Oh, it's like having a key to unlock the music.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got this talented, ambitious artist going to this renowned music school, drawing inspiration from some of the biggest names in music history. But there's like more to the story, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's always more to the story. So before they, found their place at Eurythmics, Plu2 actually went through a really tough period, like 5 years of bullying.
Oh, wow.
5 years. That's a long time to endure something like that.
No.
It just makes you wonder how they even managed to like channel that experience into something as positive as music.
It speaks to a certain resilience, don't you think? To be able to go through something so negative and turn it into something so creative and so powerful.
Yeah. Absolutely. Makes their music that much more meaningful, knowing what they've overcome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got this incredibly driven artist with this really unique sound and a powerful story behind them. But let's like dive into the music itself.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's talk about Stuck in My Head. Where do we even begin with this track?
Well, it all starts with this really captivating synth intro. It's very gentle, almost haunting, and it instantly draws you in like stepping into a dream.
Yes, it's like this hazy atmospheric soundscape that just like immediately sets the mood, and the production is so precise.
Yeah. The
reverb and echo effects, they just really enhance that dreamy, ethereal vibe. You can tell that every little detail was carefully considered.
And then comes the magic. The intro just seamlessly transitions into this pulsating house beat.
Yeah.
It's masterful how Plu2 builds the tension and then releases it, just like you'd expect from, a seasoned EDM producer.
That transition is so smooth, yet so impactful. It's like you're being pulled along on this sonic journey, and then when the beat drops,
yeah,
it's pure energy. You got the tight percussion, that crisp kick drum, that deep bass line.
Yeah.
You can't help but move.
It definitely gets your heart pumping. But here's what's so fascinating to me. Underneath all those high energy elements, there's this undercurrent of melancholy, almost as if the music itself is reflecting the theme, of the song, the feeling of being trapped in your own thoughts.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's like there's this duality to the music. Like on the surface, it's upbeat and danceable, but then there's also this deeper layer of emotion that resonates on a whole other level.
It's not just surface level EDM, there's real depth. Like, they've managed to create this perfect balance between energy and emotion, between light and shadow, which is a testament to their skill as a producer and their sensitivity as an artist.
And speaking of artistry, let's talk about that lead melody. It's simply beautiful. It loops and evolves throughout the track, and it perfectly embodies that idea of like thoughts just like repeating endlessly in your head.
Right. It's almost like an earworm, the way it gets stuck in your head.
Yeah.
But like in a good way.
But in a good way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the way those synth arrangements just like swirl around, creating this immersive stereo effect. It's like you're being enveloped by the music.
It's clear. Plu2 really put a lot of thought into like every sonic detail. It's not just about creating a catchy beat. It's about crafting a complete sonic experience that draws the listener in.
And then we have the vocals. The female vocalist delivers the lyrics with this incredible blend of strength and vulnerability.
Her voice just floats over the instrumental beautifully. It's almost like another instrument in the mix, seamlessly integrated without ever overpowering the other element.
It definitely adds to the dreamlike quality of the track.
Yeah.
And can we just take a moment to appreciate the song's structure?
Yeah.
It takes you on this journey with like dynamic shifts and variations that keep the energy fresh and engaging.
It does.
It's a track that works equally well for like dancing and for introspective listening.
Absolutely. It's like Plu2 has mastered the art of tension and release, keeping the listener on the edge of their seat throughout the entire track.
And the fact that Plu2 produced this entire track themselves in their own personal studio, it's mind-blowing.
It really is. It just speaks to their level of control over their creative vision.
Yeah.
Their talent, their dedication.
It's inspiring to say the least. This is a 17-year-old artist taking charge of their own creative process and producing music of this caliber. So where do we go from here? What else can we unpack about this incredible track?
Well, I think it's time to delve into the emotional core of Stuck in My Head, because this track isn't just about catchy beats. It's about a universal human experience getting lost in our own thoughts. But before we explore that further, maybe let's just take a moment to reflect on what we've learned so far about Plu2 and their artistry.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
The way Plu2 takes this concept of being stuck in your head and actually like translates that into music. It's not like a literal interpretation, but it just captures the feeling so effectively.
I'm curious about that. What makes this theme so powerful, especially coming from like a 17-year-old?
Yeah.
It feels like something we can all relate to regardless of our age.
Totally. I think we've all had those moments, where our minds are just racing, where we have those anxieties or worries that just keep looping.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes I just get caught in these like thought loops, like a record skipping on the same spot.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Even exhausting.
It can be.
Right.
And that's where I think the genius of Plu2's production comes in. Think about those looping melodies that we talked about.
Right.
The pulsating rhythms, the ethereal vocals. It all works together to create this sonic world that really mirrors what it feels like to be stuck in your own head.
It's like they've taken this abstract concept and made it tangible through sound. It's not just describing the feeling, it's actually like making you feel it.
Exactly. And by doing so, they create a space for the listener to actually like connect with those feelings, acknowledge them, maybe even find some release.
That's interesting because musically the track is so energetic and danceable. It's not what you typically associate with introspection or like darker emotions.
Right. And that's the beauty of it. It's this juxtaposition of like light and shade, energy and emotion. It's like Plu2 is saying, hey, it's okay to feel stuck sometimes. We all do. But, we can also find joy and release through music, through movement, through connecting with others.
I love that interpretation. It's like the music itself offers this way to process those difficult emotions, to find a way out of the mental maze.
Yeah.
Even if it's just for the duration of the song.
Exactly. It's about finding that catharsis through the sonic experience.
So thinking about our listener, what they might take away from this deep dive, how does this all like connect back to them personally?
Well, I think Plu2's music really invites us to reflect on our own mental landscapes.
Yeah.
What does it mean for you to be stuck in your head?
Yeah.
What are the thoughts, the worries, the feelings that keep circling back?
That's a powerful question. It's like the music is a prompt for self-reflection, for becoming more aware of our own internal processes.
Yeah, and even more than that, it encourages us to find those healthy ways to cope with those feelings.
Right.
Maybe it's through dancing, like Plu2 seems to suggest. Maybe it's through talking to someone, expressing ourselves creatively, or even just like acknowledging those thoughts and letting them pass without judgment.
It's about finding what works for you, what helps you break free from those mental loops.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a really important message, especially in today's world where we're just constantly bombarded with information and stimulation.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get caught up in the noise and lose touch with ourselves.
Plu2's music feels like this reminder to slow down, to tune in, to create space for mental clarity and well-being.
And who knows, maybe listening to Stuck in My Head can be a starting point for that journey.
I mean, what I find incredible is that all of this is coming from a 17-year-old artist just starting their career. It's really inspiring.
It is. Plu2's talent and vision are undeniable, and the fact that they're already creating music with such depth and emotional resonance speaks volumes about their artistry.
Okay, so we've explored Plu2's background, their unique blend of influences, the intricate layers of Stuck in My Head, and the powerful themes that the track explores.
Yeah.
But there's one more crucial element that we need to discuss.
You're talking about the fact that Plu2 produced this whole track themselves in their home studio.
Yes, the do-it-yourself aspect of Plu2's process is a huge part of their story.
It's pretty remarkable. This level of control and authenticity is rare, especially for a new artist. Plu2 isn't relying on a team of producers or engineers. They're taking charge of their creative vision from start to finish.
It's inspiring, especially for anyone who's ever dreamt of creating music, but felt limited by resources or experience.
Exactly. Plu2's story proves that you don't need a fancy studio or a big budget to make something incredible.
Yeah, it really does. It challenges this whole notion that you need all this expensive gear or this big-name producer to make it in the music industry.
Exactly. Plu2's showing us that passion and talent and that do-it-yourself spirit can really take you a long way. It's a testament to how technology is kind of democratizing music creation these days.
And the fact that Stuck in My Head is so well produced, the sound is so polished, the mix is clean, the mastering is professional.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe this came from a home studio.
It really speaks to their dedication, and their attention to detail. They're not just throwing something together. They're really crafting this sonic experience, with care and precision. And I think it's inspiring for anyone who's ever felt intimidated by the technical side of music production.
Yeah, it's they're saying, hey, if I can do this, you can too.
Yeah.
It's about breaking down those barriers and empowering people to just go for it and pursue their creative dreams.
Absolutely. And beyond the technical stuff, there's this raw authenticity to Plu2's music that really shines through. It feels so genuine and heartfelt and personal.
Yeah.
It's not trying to fit into any mold or follow trends,
It's a good reminder that the most powerful music often comes from a place of honesty and vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
Plu2's not afraid to express their emotions, even the tough ones. And that really resonates with listeners.
Yeah, for sure.
So connecting this back to our listener, what can they take away from Plu2's story and that do-it-yourself approach?
I think it's a powerful reminder that creativity can really thrive anywhere. Even in a small town in Sweden with a home studio setup, it's about, finding your voice, embracing your individuality, and not being afraid to experiment and push boundaries.
Yeah, it's about taking control of your own creative journey, just like Plu2 has. And, that do-it-yourself spirit, it can apply to any area of your life, not just music.
Right.
It's about having the confidence to pursue your passions, to learn new skills, to create something meaningful, no matter what resources you have.
Yeah, it's about embracing those possibilities and realizing that you really do have the power to make your dreams a reality.
So if you're feeling stuck creatively, emotionally, or in any other aspect of your life, just remember Plu2's story.
Remember that you have the power to break free. Find your own path and create something truly amazing. You don't need permission or validation from anybody else.
That's so true.
It's all about taking that first step and trusting your own creative instincts.
And who knows, maybe listening to Stuck in My Head will be this spark that ignites your own creative journey. It's a powerful track with a powerful message of resilience, self-expression, and the boundless potential of human creativity.
It's a reminder that limitations are often self-imposed and that true creative freedom lies in embracing our individuality and expressing ourselves authentically.
Well said. And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive into the world of Plu2. It's been a fascinating exploration of talent, resilience, the power of music, and the inspiring spirit of do-it-yourself. A huge thank you to Dulaxi for sponsoring this episode.
Yes, thank you, Dulaxi.
You guys are the best. And to you, our amazing listener, thank you for joining us on this journey.
We hope you gained some valuable insights, felt inspired, and maybe even discovered a new artist to add to your playlist.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep creating, and never be afraid to get a little stuck in your head. You never know what amazing things you might discover there.